This video tutorial explains how to set up the conditions for teachers. Teachers can be added either manually by filling in their data or through the import processes offered by GHC. In the list of teachers, we can see their identifiers in different columns, the number of class units assigned to them, and other configuration elements. In the first column, we find the name that is used as the main key. This ID must be unique. The abbreviation and the full name also serve to identify each teacher, both within the program and in the presentation of the results. Teachers will be assigned class units, but they may also have non-class units, that is, teachers' meetings, on-call hours, or playground on-call hours, as well as other complementary activities. On the right, we find the occupation template for each teacher. In it, we can express preferences or prohibitions. Whenever possible, we use preferences instead of bans to generate optimal timetables. There is a command, clean templates, that allows you to delete all preferences or prohibitions of all teachers in the list. This command also exists in other lists. You will see a pin icon to the left of each teacher if any of their class units, meetings, or on-call hours have prefixed positions in the timetable. Each of the teachers has a property window where they can configure their options. The tab Identifiers allows to modify the data of the teacher. The takeover date and the external key are used by some applications with which GHC exchanges data. Assigning a department will be useful if the subjects are also associated to a department. This will let you, for example, use the teacher selection filter in the list of class units. The tab of free periods lets you limit the occupation of each teacher without having to prefix forbidden positions. For instance, we can indicate a number of completely free days or set certain intervals unoccupied for the first or last periods. If there is a lunchtime pause, you can indicate a minimum number of days when the teacher will have a free morning or afternoon. You can define a strict and a preferential minimum. To take the preferential minimum into account, it must be greater than the strict one. Configuring mutually exclusive intervals or positions allows, for example, that a teacher who starts during the first period does not finish until the last period, or, if there is a lunch pause, allow time around noon. These conditions can be indicated as strict or preferential. All these conditions indicated as preferential, including the free evenings or mornings condition, are associated with the corresponding optimization criteria where you can set their relative weight. You can also associate teachers' timetables so that they coincide, for example, because they travel together. This is achieved with a common identifier. The engine will preferentially match their start and finish times during the optimization process. The tab Other Options lets you consider a minimum and a maximum limit of daily class units for each teacher. The minimum and maximum limits of daily class units are calculated automatically according to the class units assigned to the teachers and their number of working days. You can also decide if you want that value to be set automatically, one more or one less class units. You can indicate in each case the observation of these limits in three different ways: strictly, applying a weight of preferential optimization, or applying only the weight of the option balanced daily workload. On the contrary, you can try to maximize the days off instead of looking for a minimum daily occupation. Optionally, teachers' meetings can be counted as class units for the calculation of these daily limits and to balance the teacher's timetable. One way to compact the timetable of each teacher is by establishing a maximum weekly permanence. This condition can be expressed in a strict or weighted way. In this case, its optimization criteria will be do not exceed weekly permanence. To compact the timetable of the teachers, you can also penalize the unoccupied intervals in between their class units. Like the previous option, this preference is associated with an optimization criterion. For those teachers who prefer to have rest intervals between their class units, a maximum of continuous class units can be established. A lower value in this limit will introduce non-class units or unoccupied intervals between class units. This preference is also observed as indicated in the corresponding criterion. Only the university profile has the possibility of establishing a priority order for the election of the timetable. A higher value determines a priority in the observation of the teacher's preferences. Thank you for your attention.